Welcome to our next op art video. In this video, I'll be showing you guys how to make these shapes that you see here. So what we're going to do to get started is we're going to make some symbols. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this off first, and then I'm going to start by making some little rectangles. So I'm taking my rectangle tool up here, and I'm just going to make some little black rectangles for us to get started. So I'll take the fill and make that black. So I'm going to make some thin rectangles right up here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my selection tool, and while holding down the Option and Shift key, I'm going to click and grab a copy and make a copy of this. And then now I can hit Command D, and it'll make a copy in the exact same distance each time I hit Command D. So I'll make a few copies of that. Then I will click and select all of these. If you don't have the symbols palette over here, you can always go to Window, scroll down, and hit Symbols right here, and this should pop up on the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag all of these rectangles that I have selected here, and I'm going to drag them into my palette. Go ahead and hit OK, and now you can see that it added this these rectangle symbol into here. What you can do is you can make a bunch of different symbols, like with little circles or diamonds or letters and stuff, and you can put those into here to add onto your shapes. So first, now I don't need that anymore, so I just deleted it. What we're going to do is we're going to take our ellipse tool. So go up to your shapes, hold down on it, and click your ellipse tool. I'm going to change the fill on this to a little bit lighter of a color, so that way we can see the lines when we put it on there. So I'm just going to start by making a little circle. Doesn't have to be too big. And then we are going to go to Effect on the top part there, Effect 3D, and Revolve. So Effect 3D Revolve. Go ahead and click that. You'll see that this pops up right here. Go ahead and hit the preview button to see what that looks like. You can see it makes a little donut shape kind of. Then you can grab this box and you can actually move this around. So that's kind of neat. So you can see it kind of moves your donut shape around. Okay, and then if I want to make the hole in the center a little bit bigger, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this offset right here, and I'm going to click and drag this to make that a little bit wider. So you can see it made my donut shape have a little bit bigger of a center there. Next thing we're going to do is go to Map Art right here. Go ahead and click on that. And then we're going to go up where it says Symbol on the top part here, and we're going to select the symbol that we just made. You can see it filled it in on part of it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Scale to Fit, and it'll fill in the whole donut here. Now you can see there's a little bit part here that isn't even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag one of these sides off the edge of it. So now these lines are more even here. Okay. If you want to get rid of that blue color on there, you can always hit the invisible geometry little box right here. And then it'll get rid of that blue on the inside. Then hit OK. OK again. And then what we're going to do is go to your selection tool, make sure this is selected. Go to Object, Expand Appearance, and now it has this whole shape that you just made selected. We're going to take two fingers, click on your keypad, and then go to Ungroup. Take two fingers again, ungroup, two fingers one more time, and then release clipping mask. Okay, so now all of these are separate shapes here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to delete the parts that I don't really need. So you might want to zoom in so that way you can kind of see what parts we're going to need and which parts we're not going to. So I'm just going to start by deleting, and it might be a little hard at first. If you need some help with this, I can come around and help you too. And I'm going to delete the parts behind the donut that I don't really need. So it's just going to be those front lines that I want to see. So you can kind of tell that now that looks a little bit like a donut where it like wraps around. Okay, and then I don't know if you can see these like blue lines when I hold over on the white part here. We need to get rid of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on some of those and just hit the delete button. So here's another one. Delete. Another one. Delete. 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 Because this way we're going to be able to add a color on these lines without it filling up the whole shape. So, and if you feel like you're getting close to done, just select it. You can see I still have like one or two more here that I need to get rid of. So this one, and this one. And then I think, is there one more over here? That one. Okay, and I think we're good. So I'm going to select this whole shape. And then we're going to go to the Pathfinder box right here. If you don't have this up, again, go to Window, Pathfinder, and click on that. And this should pop up. We're going to go to the Unite, little Unite boxes here. And we're going to hit that. So now it's united all of these shapes here. So now what you can do is you can go and add a gradient onto this shape here, and remember you can always go to your gradient palette over here. If that's not up, always go here, hit gradient, and then you can always change these colors. So if I want to change that to like a purple, just double click on the little circles, you can change the colors. So that's how you did the first one. I'm going to show you one more. So I'll just drag this off kind of to the side over here. For the next one, we're going to make a circle. So like kind of a globe shape. So what I'm going to do is just make a little circle again. Let's change the colors here. Let's change this to a light blue again. Go ahead and hit OK. And then we only need a half circle. So what I'm going to do is go to the selection tool, hit C, the C key on my keyboard. Select that top point and then the bottom point, and then I'm going to hit delete once, hit delete again, and now I just have a circle. So I'm going to select this little half circle here. We're going to go again to Effect, 3D, Revolve, hit that preview box, and you can see here I have a perfect little round circle here, a little 3D circle. We're going to add the lines again by hitting the map art button here, and this will pop up. Go to symbol again. You can hit the symbol that we created. Go ahead and hit scale to fit. And you can see it expanded those lines around it. You can always hit invisible geometry to get rid of the blue color. Then you can hit OK. If you want to, you could always rotate this shape around a little bit. So this kind of looks cool now that I have a little offset here. Those lines going in different directions. Then hit OK. And then we need to expand this again. So we're going to go Object, Expand Appearance, and it'll select the whole thing. So now there's actually two different shapes here. Oh, sorry. We actually have to two-finger click again one more time. Ungroup, two-finger click, ungroup, two-finger click, release clipping mask. So now what we can do is we can select one of these, drag it out. So you can see I have two different kind of globe shapes going on here. So one is in like the front side and one's the back side. So you can turn down like the opacity on one of these and then drag this one back on top. And you can see it kind of makes a little three-dimensional globe kind of look here. which is kind of cool. If you didn't want that, you could always move this out. And you can always add like a gradient color again, which is kind of cool. And you can change those colors by clicking these little dots here. So that's kind of how you make these shapes that I've shown you here. If you have any questions, I'll be walking around to help you out. Try messing around, creating some different symbols maybe over here in the symbols palette. Maybe you try making some dots or some like diamonds, or you could make like a bunch of letters and then fill up like a circle or something with that. All those things are kind of cool. So take your time and ask questions if you have any. I should be around to help you out. Okay, thanks.